Okay, so I'm joined by David Artell. David, it's been a long period off, hasn't it, since our last game? What sort of stuff have you been focusing on in that period of time?
Well, the areas that we need to work on, and I think that's fairly obvious. We've got to improve the level of performance, and I said last game, I thought that was a step in the right direction, even if the result wasn't. And we've got to build on that. We've got to keep working hard to improve. We've done that over the last 12 months. We have. That's why we're 9th in the league, and we've got to keep doing that. And if we keep doing that, then we'll stay there or thereabouts. We've had a decent week on the training ground, like I say. Extra sessions because we haven't had the disruption of the games. And it allows us to focus on a few bits and get some more work into the players. One is a general team thing, but actually individual work as well, some real technical stuff as well. So I think it's been a good week. Win, lose or draw tomorrow night, it won't mean that it's been a bad week. And we've got to keep improving. Yeah, and sort of fitness-wise, it's quite beneficial as well having that period off. What's the squad sort of looking like now? You've had that time to sort of reset. Yeah, like I said, we've been able to get some physical work into some of the players to hopefully make them last, more minutes. The ones that need to give some a breather. Likewise, the opposite end of the spectrum. So we've been able to do that. A couple of them had a couple of days off. Interspersed between training, so it's not just been a block. So hopefully we're in a better shape ahead of a really busy period. I think we've got 9 games in the next 4 weeks, so that's a tough schedule by any stretch. So we've got to allow the players to rest when we can, and we've sort of tried to do that whilst also work on the things we need to improve on. Yeah, looking sort of at the short term for the next week, what are your kind of aims, would you say? Well, to win both games, that's for sure. We don't go into any game not wanting to win the game. Like I alluded to right at the start, we want to improve each week in the performance. That's the key thing, because if that underlying performance is good, then the results will come, even if they don't come this week, if you play well. So the best example I can give you is our performance at Chesterfield away. We played really well at Chesterfield and lost, but that set us up to win the game at Carlisle the following week away from home. And it sounds crazy because the performance against Chesterfield gave a lot of belief, a lot of character, all that kind of stuff. And then we won 5 on the spin. Now, I don't always work like that, but it's like that underlying performance was there, even at Chesterfield. So we've got to make sure that we keep building on that and incrementally get better. And that's what we're looking for every week, not just this coming week. Yeah, and the visitors at Accrington, they're obviously coming. Their form has kind of switched in recent games. They've scored quite a few goals as well. Yeah. What do you expect to see from them tomorrow? Yeah, I went and watched them Saturday. Their form earlier on the season didn't reflect where they were in the league. They actually were much better than what the league table suggested they should have been early on the season. Then they've had a lot of 2-2 draws, so they can score goals, but they can concede goals. They're very workmanlike. They work the socks off. They're what I would call a typical Accrington team. They've got some quality. They come and get after you, and if they do that, then they're difficult to break down. But you've got to be good enough to do all, to beat all that, if you like. So and match that, and that's the challenge. That's the challenge that we've got tomorrow night. Yeah, and you say they've had a lot of 2-2 draws. They went the distance, didn't they, on Saturday, and they won eventually against Swindon in the Cup. Do you expect to see sort of a quite rotated team? Do you think they'll be quite leggy, or? I think with the size of their squad, I don't expect too many changes. They haven't got a big squad. They're a bit like ourselves in that sense, and injuries can hurt them. We've got a couple of suspensions as well, so we've got to, whoever we face, we're not particularly worried about. You can't control that, so we can't worry about that. We just got to go well. Whoever they pick, whoever John picks, then we've got to be better than them. It's as simple as that, and we'll find that out an hour and a quarter before kick-off, and then we'll finalise that game plan. But it won't change too much from what we think and what our principles are. There might be some tweaks. There's always tweaks. However, we've, like I say, if we become a bit more ruthless and a bit more consistent in our approach with the ball, then we'll create more chances and we'll score more goals, and that's a big area for us.
Yeah, and sort of to finish as well, there's a lot of talk obviously about the home form. Do you view it more as a challenge now coming into tomorrow's game? Do you feel like you wanna flip that narrative now?
Yeah, I think. Listen, if the home form is a thing, I'm not a particular believer. If I'm being honest, much the same as I don't think our away form last year was a thing. It's a mentality. It's not a home or away form. It's a shift in mentality. You know, I could give lots of examples how Kieran Green didn't think he was going to score a goal before I come to this football club. Now he thinks he's going to score every game. That's just a shift in his mentality. For example, home form, away form, you know, whatever you want to describe, however you want to sort of describe that. You know, we've got to make sure our mentality is good. That's the win there. And if fans get behind us, which I'm sure they will, and we give them something to cheer about, then I'm sure we'll be victorious.